Hello. Welcome to MR.SNACKS Soul Cafe. My name is Tiana. And our host tonight is Hiroshi. Here he is.
Here I am. Thank you, Tiana. Welcome to another podcast. MR.SNACKS, I call it the snacks version, which is a shorter podcast, about 12 minutes max, maybe even shorter. But we're going to deal with today doership.
My dear Hiroshi, my question is, if man is not the doer in life, then who is the doer?
Great question. And who then is the real doer? That which works through you, but not as you. That's the doer. You see, life just happens through this mind-body apparatus. You're not living. You are being lived. In other words, you're not living life. Life is living you. All right? So that which works through you is not an individual doer. It's nothing personal. Yet it produces different actions and different apparent individuals. Right? Like electricity. It produces designed output from different gadgets. The refrigerator is different from the air conditioner, is different from the stove, and so forth and so on. But it's all electricity working through all these gadgets. You see, the same electricity which can produce heat can also produce cold. The heater, the air conditioning. So life lives through me, and the expression, the output is, well, what? Hiroshi's a musician, plays the keyboards. To someone else, it would be a bass player, guitar player, a painter, a driver, an athlete, all from the same source. Let's take the wind. The wind blows through all the trees in the forest, and we see what? The leaves move. We say, look, the leaves are moving. But the leaves are still stationary to the wind which moves them. Which reminds me of this story here. I'll share with you. Zen stories. They're great. There were two monks. They were arguing about a flag. One said, the flag is moving. The other said, no, the wind is moving. Someone came by, third person, passing by, and he got involved. He put his 2 cents in. And he said, no, it's not the wind. It's not the flag. The mind is moving. So the bottom line is life force, source, whatever you want to call it, the doer is living through you. You're not living life. Okay? All right, Tiana, you had a few more questions, and they don't have to be serious. It could be about anything. Fire away.
So it is said that man learns from experience in life.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah, we learn from experience that we don't learn from experience.
I read a quote the other day, that the eyes are the windows of the soul. Your response?
Yeah, I would say the eyes reveal everything. They're the bicycle shorts of the soul, I would say.
On a less serious note, didn't you at one time, Hiroshi, had a desire to be a comedian?
Yes, I did. My friends, they laughed when I said I wanted to be a comedian. Well, they're not laughing now.
You know what they say, be yourself.
Oh, yeah, I tried being myself, but it got me nowhere. Anyway, break time. Be right back. Coffee break.
Hello peeps, we are back from our coffee break. Another question coming at you before you carry on. It seems that women who are single are in search of Mr. Right. The men in search of Miss Right. Does a soulmate truly exist?
Oh, the point of life, you want to enjoy yourself. So for the women out there, while waiting for Mr. Right, you still can have a lot of fun with Mr. Wrong.
Ah, the illusion of Mr. Right.
Yeah.
The illusion of Prince Charming coming to the rescue.
Oh, we saw the movie, what was it, Pretty Woman? Yeah, Prince Charming doesn't come on a white horse anymore, please. He comes in a little Toyota, and he needs help with the payments.
Well, Hiroshi, you know the Marvin Gaye and Kim Weston tune.
Yes.
It Takes Two.
Yes, it does. Many times it does. Well, getting back to the doership, who's the doer? Nisargadatta Maharaj, sage from India, once said that some unknown power acts. And man imagines that we are doing the acts, that we're acting. But he says that you're merely watching what happens. You're a witness without being able to influence it in any way. But the illusion is that we do have control, that we are living our life. So this is very difficult to see. It took me, I think years, that this oneness manifest both sides of all conflict, this duality. Both sides being the abused and the abuser. So that's what makes this whole thing that I'm sharing difficult to see and to accept. So this oneness is the only reality. And the objection is, and what I objected to years ago, was that, hey, wait a minute, I'm doing this. I'm the one playing the piano. I'm the one doing the arrangements. I'm the one going to the store, so forth and so on. What was not seen, but is seen now, is that the I is an illusion. That's not true, then all the sages were wrong about it. The I is a fantasy of the mind, a fiction. And, well, if you look at the I as apparently nothing more than what? Arising conditioned thoughts, emotions that are changing, feelings that are changing constantly. That the sense of free will or agency it's all an illusion. It's a story, a narrative in the mind that we tell ourselves to have this sense of security. So the question is the I really an illusion? It depends what we mean by the I. If the I means the personal identity, then yes, the I is an illusion. The personality we identify with. Which is what? A collection of your habits, your habitual patterns, manifesting as conditioned thoughts and emotional responses and so forth and so on. This is always changing. But the I that is the true I, the capital I, the awareness, is that which observes the changing thoughts, that observes the changing emotions. And that which observes the thoughts, that which observes the body, this is ever present and unchanging. The awareness doesn't change. You see, and the suffering, the psychological suffering, as I mentioned before quite a few times, is that you want life to be other than what is. You want that person to be other than what they are. You're not happy. You're not content in the situation that you're in. Because a thought will arise. It could be different. It could be better. And then you're off with, seeking and chasing after things. Believing, because of your conditioning, that if you get this or that, or if this happens, a relationship or a new car or Grammy award, that you'll be happy. But that's that here and there. You get from here to there. There will make you happy. There will be where you want to be. And once you get there, what happens? What is created is another there. That there you get to becomes a here, and then another there is created, and then on and on. Chasing the horizon, you never arrive. So, this radical acceptance is the only sane way to live. Much less suffering. Or if you see it totally clear, no suffering. Right? The alternative is to resist the reality of what is and wish that it was something else. That's not sane, because it's not going to be something else. I've tried. For example, I saw this clip, video, YouTube. It was an interview with Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight champion of the world, who made $300 million in a short amount of time boxing. And in this interview, what was brought out was Mike Tyson had these belts, gold belts, championship belts, worth a lot of money that he achieved. And he was questioned on those belts. And I heard him, and he said, all those belts, it's just all garbage. Really? What deep insight. Thinking that and believing, if I get these belts, I'm going to be happy. Excitement happens, yes. But happiness, this excitement wears off. So the self, the I, the capital S or the capital I, simply is. And the I, the self, allows all things to be as they are. The awareness that you are allows all things to be. There's no resistance, no rejection, not even acceptance, really. It's just like the sky, allowing whatever appears in the sky to appear, whether it's a beautiful cloud or storm, pollution, birds, an atom bomb blast. But as expressions of the self, we are always acting. We're not dormant, even though the self does nothing. So the doer is life. And you just turn over the reins. You become a passenger and enjoy the adventure. I think it was Woody Allen that said, don't take life so seriously. No one gets out alive. So in closing, this realization is not about becoming. It's not about effort. It's about simply realizing, and not just intellectually, but realizing that which is already the case. I'll tell you, opposed to the rat race. Rat race is for the rats, not for us. But the effect of stepping back into the role of being awareness, which you truly are, the observer role, watching what's going on, versus being so invested in trying to improve yourself, trying to improve the relationship, making people understand you, understanding others, dealing with reaching your goals and all this stuff. And like I shared before, it's a Shakespeare quote. It's one actor playing all the parts. The sages have shared. It's a play of light and sound. We're in a play. It's one actor, one doer. It's not us. It's not the ego. The ego is a claimer. It wants to take credit for everything, all the doing, whether good or bad.
Thanks for joining us at Mr. Snacks Soul Cafe. Goodbye.